following is a production of the Department of Broadcasting and Journalism at Western Illinois University.
Coming up on News 3 Live at 4, Macomb City officials are looking at more road work. Find out where leaders want to start the next project.
And as homecoming week at WIU festivities are full in swing, we take a look at activities taking place for the weekend.
And cooler temperatures are here, but are they here to stay? Storm Team 3's Jared Streeter has your weekend forecast. News 3 Live at 4 starts now.
In high definition. News 3 starts now.
Right now, Western Illinois University Board of Trustees is meeting for a second time this year. Good afternoon. Welcome to Live at 4. I'm Marenika Fatuga.
And I'm Devin Brooks. This is the first Board of Trustees meeting since former President Jack Thomas stepped down. During today's meeting, the board is expected to appoint someone to the interim president position. Currently, Dr. Martin Abraham is the acting WIU president. The meeting will continue tomorrow morning at 8. News 3 will have the latest information on our website, news3wiu.com.
New information tonight following a power outage of a dozen buildings in Macomb. Some local residents are wanting answers after they were left for power outage for at least 10 hours.
Yeah, officials say this happened on Tuesday after local rental company Lots Property Management went bankrupt, and then United Community Bank took ownership of several of its properties. Macomb City leaders say all they can say is that the Lots management informed them of what was coming and that they would no longer have ownership.
Would be speculating, but I think they're probably struggling to maintain sufficient occupancy rates in their rental properties.
Bannon says the city is unsure who is to blame for the power outage, but will work on the bank and any rental owners to prevent any future issues. News 3 reached out to the United Community Bank but declined comment.
One business in Bushnell was burglarized for the second time in less than 2 weeks. 24-year-old Amir Kawash was arrested on Monday after he was found in the office of the Auto Wash Car Wash. The McDonough County Sheriff says Kawash was found in possession of burglary tools. A search warrant at Kawash's residence has led to evidence, and the sheriff says there will be more charges filed this week. Kawash is currently in McDonough County Jail pending bond. Well, a man is in McDonough County Jail after being arrested for meth during a traffic stop. 29-year-old Justin Ketchum was stopped by deputies for disobeying a stop sign on Sunday. The odor of burnt cannabis led deputies to search the car. The McDonough County Sheriff says Ketchum was found to be in possession of methamphetamine and several pieces of paraphernalia. Ketchum is charged with possession of methamphetamine under 5 grams.
Macomb City leaders are looking at more road work, this time on the WIU campus. City Administrator Scott Coker says pavement repairs are needed along University Drive and Western Avenue. During Macomb's Committee of Whole meeting Monday night, Coker told aldermen there is a safety concern and the current pavement needs to be replaced. Coker says that surface can become loose and begin moving traffic, so repairs are urgent. If the council approves, the repairs work should start this fall and be complete before the winter.
Well, finally, fall temperatures have arrived in Macomb. You might have needed a jacket this morning when you walked out the door. Let's get our first check of weather with Storm Team 3's Jared Streeter. Jared?
A lot, Devin. Yeah, walking outside today was almost chilly, and it almost put chills down your spine. Looking at the temperatures today, you have 58 degrees outside right now, and also winds northwest at 12 miles an hour. Now, as we look at why these temperatures are happening, you see these high pressure systems that are over the plains. These are bringing a lot of the cooler northern temperatures southward towards us here in Illinois, and we started to feel that today. These temperatures are here to stay for now. However, as we head into the weekend, there is chances for rain. I'll have more on that as we head later into the newscast. Back to you guys.
Western Illinois University Meteorology Department is on the map after they installed a new radar. News 3 Colin Duffy tells us more on how it's changing your forecast.
Students, faculty, and the Macomb community will now have access to better weather predictions and data thanks to the new Furuno Doppler radar, situated on the top of Memorial Hall. This radar you see behind me provides many benefits to the community and the WIU students. Dr. Finch, professor of meteorology, says that Macomb used to be in a radar hole about 90 miles from the closest radars.
The only thing that the radar sees in our area is the middle and the tops of the clouds. We don't have any low-level information, and this radar will fill in that gap, which will allow the National Weather Service to produce better forecasts.
The new radar rotates 360 degrees and can read 45 miles around Macomb. It will provide a higher resolution radar image. This means students will have more research opportunities in the classroom.
And so that gives us a big advantage when it comes to doing things like research opportunities and making great in-class discussions about the current weather. We can use the radar to get some really cool things for class.
Students will be able to use the data from the radar soon. Dr. Finch says an upgrade coming in October will provide access to weather imaging for everyone on the World Wide Web. Reporting for News 3, I'm Connell Duffy.
If you would like to learn more about the meteorology department, you can check out their live streams on their Facebook page.
Well, homecoming week is in full swing at WIU, and on Tuesday, multiple organizations on campus participated in the annual variety show. The variety show is a dance and talent competition for organizations on campus to compete in. If you look at the video on your screen from Tuesday, you'll see all the hard work and practice that goes into a variety show performance.
The show it's really the culmination of a lot of hard work by every sorority and fraternity, and it just means a lot to bring some school spirit, I think.
Along with AGR and SAE would go on to win the variety show and score crucial points for homecoming week.
About 24 hours later, those same organizations took Everly Park to compete in the annual boat regatta. The boat regatta challenges organizations to build a boat out of cardboard and paddle it across every pond. Students believe that the competition adds the spirit and fun of homecoming week.
I think the competition is good for homecoming because it just brings more people around. It keeps spirits up and it doesn't get too competitive where it gets out of hand.
Homecoming week continues tonight at Western Hall with the annual Yell Like Hell event. Organizations will compete to be crowned the champion with the best cheer. Also at the show, the WIU homecoming court will be announced. Speaking of homecoming, the homecoming activities will wrap up this weekend, and with the homecoming parade on Saturday morning at 10:30, tailgating outside Hanson Field before the game, and the WIU homecoming game against Missouri State at 3 p.m. All WIU students get into the game for free, and for parents or guests, tickets can be purchased online or at the ticket booth at Hanson Field.
The WIU Art Department wants you to come out and celebrate art. The department takes place on the first Wednesday of every month. News 3 Austin Gillentine has more.
First Wednesday, hosted by the Art Department, allows students and members of the community to come out, have fun, and try different kinds of art for free, regardless of experience or skill.
Some students believe it's a great way to get involved while creating something fun in the process.
It's a great opportunity to meet students that I usually don't see because I transferred last semester, so I just get to see the same people every day, just come in, just have a good time and just make art.
Professors like Susan Schakowsky believe this is a great way to learn about art and see everything the art department at WIU has to offer.
They think, oh, the art department, that's just drawing. But we do so many things over here. It's a wonderful opportunity for us to use our students and faculty and open our doors and just show everybody what we do and how well we do it.
Duke Auersler, a sculpture professor here at WIU, had some things to say to people who may be afraid to come to First Wednesday.
Don't be afraid. it's art. It's fun. It's a great time. There's something if we come out here and see everybody and have fun and meet people. That's the idea.
While First Wednesday is just one of the events that the art department hosts, and it's only on the first Wednesday of every month, it helps bring students and members of the community together to create and express themselves. For News 3, I'm Austin Gillentine.
Thanks, Austin. The WIU department will continue to host First Wednesday every month, as well as throwing the third Thursday this month on October 17th.
All right, well, coming up next on News 3 Live at 4, a development is underway in Schuyler County that leaders hope will bring in more residents to his town. Hear what officials have to say about the project.
But first, after the judge decides sentencing victim's brother shows defendant mercy at a heartwarming display. You're watching News 3 Live at 4.
Western Illinois University is here to serve your future. Large enough to provide opportunities, small enough to connect you to them. Your potential is our purpose. Explore your talents in a place you belong.
Taking me home, bring me back to solid ground. Taking me home, bring me back to solid ground. Taking me home, bring me back. I can hear the sound.
Live from Salee Hall in high definition. Live at 4 continues.
Welcome back. An unexpected moment of forgiveness inside a Dallas courtroom after former Dallas police officer Amber Geyer is sentenced to 10 years in prison for murdering Bacham Jean. Andy Rose reports.
An emotional moment on the stand.
I can speak for myself. I forgive you. And I know if you go to God and ask Him, He will forgive you.
As the brother of 26-year-old Botham Jean, Brandt spoke directly to former Dallas police officer Amber Geiger, expressing not only words of kindness.
Again, I'm speaking for myself, not even bad for my family. But I love you just like anyone else.
But an act of kindness as well.
I don't know if this is possible, but can I give her a hug, please?
Yes.
Brandt got up from the witness stand, walked over to Geiger, and hugged her before she was led off to prison. The heartfelt gesture was appreciated by the Dallas police.
That's the spirit in which I think we want to move forward, with a spirit of forgiveness, faith, and trust.
Speaking to the courtroom, Botham Jean's father also got emotional, remembering his son.
How could it be possible? I'll never see him again. And I want to see him. I still want to see him.
The jury sentenced Geiger to 10 years in prison. I'm Andy Rose reporting.
Back here at home, if you drive down Highway 67 in Rushville, you probably have noticed a construction project just as you enter into town. Rushville Mayor Carson Klitz says a $6 million rec center is being built. He says it's going to include an exercise area, indoor heated pool, gym, as well as a soccer field. Klitz says this addition to the city is one of several different projects that Rushville has been fortunate to have.
Really blessed, and I would personally thank whomever it is that had thought so much of Rushville that they put their money where their mouth is.
Klitz says the rec center was paid for by an anonymous donor. He thinks the center will be built by this spring.
Cooler temperatures might have you feeling in the fall spirit. News 3 Emma Horry explains Camps Orchard is a great way to enjoy the fall season.
35 acres of land filled with 900 apple trees.
We pick them all by hand.
But Tammy Camp didn't expect her family's orchard to become a staple in Warren County.
We weren't going to have an orchard. It was for camping and fishing, hunting, but the orchard was here. It existed prior.
In 2004, the Camp family bought the land that was an orchard in the 1980s.
And then people started stopping in and asking if we wouldn't consider opening up the orchard again. And that's how we came to be.
With more than 25 varieties of apples, such as Arkansas Black, Rome, Honeycrisp, and Jonathan's. The Camps make everything from pie to apple butter, apple cider slushies, and donuts.
We make the donuts. If we start running out, we fire up the fryer and make the donuts and start all over again. We have old-fashioned sour cream donuts with apple cider glaze. Those were the espresso caramel latte ones. But
Camp says the orchard has something for everyone.
We try to appeal to a big audience, a big range of people, anywhere from kids to the adult.
Reporting from News 3, I'm Emma Horry.
Camps Orchard is located on 105th Street in Roosevelt. The orchard is open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. through November.
Well, coming up next on News 3 Live at 4, Jared Streeter has a look at your homecoming weekend forecast.
Stay with us, News 3 Live at 4. We'll be right back.
In teaching tradition, the desire to impact lives through education marks our Western identity. We believe every student with the hope to succeed deserves a chance at our institution. We're invested in honing each student's individual strengths to turn that hope into promise. Our commitment shows in everything that we do. It guides our faculty with empathy. It grows our students with courage. It moves each of us with purpose. In Macomb and Quad Cities, all walks of life meet to share cultures, ideas, and aspirations. Together, our students welcome new perspectives, helping them bring true value wherever they go next. Whatever the next challenge or change we face, our fighting spirit strengthens and evolves. With fortitude, we remain devoted to our vision. Brave and loyal, we stand as Leathernecks. For our students, for our region, for our state, and beyond. And when we stand together, we stand up for what matters, going forth as one. And that unity takes us far beyond what we've ever imagined.
Welcome back and good afternoon, Macomb. 58 degrees outside. Dew point is around 48 degrees as well. Humidity right around 69%. Winds northwest at about 16 miles an hour. Just those wind gusts that are making it a little bit chillier than it actually is outside. Average temperatures this time of year, 70 degrees. Average low, we have 46 degrees here. Record high, 95, and the record low we see at 25. Luckily, we're not feeling that today. However, the temperatures are going to drop tonight. Right now, we do have quite a few clouds floating over the area, which is what that low pressure underneath us is bringing in. However, the high pressure system is starting to push these out of the way. We're not going to see as many clouds as we head into tonight, which is why it's going to be allowed to get as cool, and I'll get to that here in a minute as well. We do see some showers south of us. However, those aren't going to affect us tonight or today. looking at our surface map here, we do see the high pressure systems that are starting to bring this cooler air from the north and bring them down into our area, which is why we're starting to feel the cooler temperatures, and tonight it's going to be even cooler. Looking at our temperatures for today, 60 degrees here in Macomb, 63 down in Beardstown, and Quincy we have 61. Looking at our temperatures tonight, look at these temperatures, 44 degrees here in Macomb, 44 in Beardstown, and again 45 down in Quincy. Looking at tomorrow, our high temperatures tomorrow, 63 here in Macomb, 65 up in Peoria, and 62 over in Keokuk. Looking at tomorrow night, 51 degrees, not as big of a drop as we had today, 51 degrees here in Macomb, 50 in Beardstown, and 53 in Quincy. Let's look at tonight, 42 degrees with winds north at 6 miles an hour. Tomorrow, we have a high of 63 degrees, and tomorrow, Friday, high is 63. Saturday, rain is going to affect our homecoming day. 68 degrees is a high, low of 48. And Sunday, high of 65, low of 46.
All right. So what do you think about the homecoming game and the parade?
So I was looking at the models in the parade. They're showing the weather waiting till afterwards. So
okay. You'll have more later.
Yes.
All right. Well, we're sending over to Jalen. What's coming up?
All right, coming up on Live at 4, we sat down with WIU football coach Jared Elliott. Hear what he has to say about the current quarterback situation. Plus, Macomb High conference matchup. That and more coming up on sports.
Western Illinois University is here to serve your future. Large enough to provide opportunities, small enough to connect you to them. Your potential is our purpose.
What, they need my check?
Explore your talents in a place you belong. Western Illinois University is here to serve your future. Large enough to provide opportunities, small enough to connect you to them. You are unique, and we are committed to you. Become the future you at WIU Quad Cities.
Welcome back to Live at 4. I'm Jalen Reeves. The Western Illinois University football team is coming off of a bye week. After starting quarterback Connor Sampson got injured in the first half of the last game against Tennessee Tech, backup quarterback Kevin Johnson scored 3 touchdowns in the second half. Head coach Jared Elliott says Connor has been practicing this week, but he hasn't made a decision. Head coach Jared Elliott explains the team's current quarterback situation.
Speculating, but I think they're probably struggling to maintain sufficient occupancy rates in their rental properties.
I think competition is always a very healthy thing for anybody. It's no different in football, and especially at our quarterback position. And so we've got 2 guys that we feel like can win us games. And Connor has done a great job all week, as well as Kevin. And we'll make a decision here for Saturday on who's gonna lead us.
We want to apologize for the technical difficulties. The Leathernecks homecoming game will be this Saturday against the Missouri State Bears at 3 p.m. The WIU's women's soccer team begins the Summit League play today against Omaha. Right now, the Leathernecks are up 1-0, scoring a goal in the 37th minute. Tuesday night, the Spartans of Bushnell Prairie City and Bombers of Macomb met in Bushnell for a volleyball matchup between the two teams. Macomb got off to a strong start, finishing the first set 15-13. Macomb went on to win the second set. Kennedy Adair gets set up for a spike and smacks it down to the ground. Also, the Bombers showed some excellent defense to close out the game. With baseball playoffs underway, NEWS3's Austin Gillentine went around campus asking students who do they think will win this year's World Series.
So now that the wild card games are over, we got the main course of the MLB playoffs coming up. Right. Who do you think is coming out of the NL?
Dodgers. Dodgers have been on a tear also. I think it's their season. It's their turn to get a World Series this year.
I'm not going to lie, I might be a little bit of a homer, but I see whoever comes out of the Cardinals-Braves series making it to the World Series for the National League.
Coming out of the NL, I got to go with the Braves.
I want to see Atlanta.
Dodgers, no contest.
Who's coming out of the AL?
Definitely the Astros.
Probably say the Astros.
Yankees all day. Astros are winning the World Series. I got bold claim right there, Astros.
Honestly, my pick would have to go to the Astros.
Got to go with the Astros. Their pitching's just too strong. You get guys like Springer. I mean, the roster top to bottom is just too strong, I think, in the American League.
Who comes out on top?
It would have to be the Astros.
I got Astros in 6.
I'm going to have to go with the Dodgers. I'd say the Astros.
No matter who they play, Braves, Cardinals, Dodgers, doesn't matter.
Dodgers, they're going to 7 games, but the Astros are going to win again. But it's going to be Astros no matter what.
Well, you heard it here first, Jalen. It's resounding. The Astros are going to win the World Series. Back to you.
Thanks, Austin. That's sports. Final word is next.
Athletes and actors, lawmakers, CEOs, a civil rights leader,
and a 3-star general plus over 100,000 other impressive alumni.
Our programs are mighty. Our law enforcement program is the largest in the state of Illinois and is known internationally.
Supply chain management boasts a nearly 100% job placement rating.
And cornfields might surround us, but we have a fine arts program that can rival any large city.
It's okay to take courses in wine tasting, wedding planning,
scuba diving, grain drying, Renaissance art,
engineering computational methods, or advanced federal taxation.
Sometimes our classes even take us to Disney World.
The Apostle Islands, Greece, France, all around the world.
For fun, we spray paint a bulldog statue, race cardboard boats, and shave our heads and dance all night to raise money for charities.
Not only do we paint the paws before homecoming, but we show our love for our mighty mascot, Colonel Rock, with painted statues all over town.
Sometimes we play volleyball with a giant ping ball, and sometimes we play in the mud.
It's totally normal to look at our res hall windows and see a hot air balloon floating by.
Or experience all 4 seasons in one day.
Hey alumni, jump on that Amtrak from Chicago or St. Louis or anywhere in between.
And come back to get a horseshoe,
listen to the award-winning Jazz Studio Orchestra,
or tailgate before a D1 game.
Not every school can say they started the 4-year cost guarantee program
and have a second campus on the banks of the mighty Mississippi.
We are Western Illinois University.
And we are the Leathernecks.
Well, that's all for us today.
But we are online all the time.
Stay up to date with us, news3wiu.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Just search our handle, News3WIU. You can also search for us on YouTube and subscribe.
Thank you all for joining us this evening.
From all of us at News 3, have a good night, Macomb.